Hello everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. Okay, I didn't forget about this channel. Okay, but there were some issues in my real life. Mostly to do with work, to be honest. No, it was all to do with work, and I also didn't have footage for a while. But I've had footage for a few days now, though, but not the whole. I think it's been like a month or something. So I don't even remember how long it's been since I've uploaded. Right. Um, No, probably only like 2-3 weeks, right? Not like a month or over a month. Right. It doesn't matter, anyways. This is my third time recording, so let's just get into this. I keep making mistakes, right? And you know me, I don't really edit my videos highly and stuff. This is where I talk. This is where I talk. Again, if you like my personality, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, so today's topic want to be gangsters. Okay, and what I want to speak about first are roadmen. We all know what roadmen are. If you live in the UK, you know what roadmen are. A roadman is. Okay, roadmen are like they're just horrible. I don't know. I don't know why you want to be a roadman. Okay, and specifically, we're going to talk about the wannabes. Okay, because I'm not going to get into actual gang members and stuff because that's a whole can of beans we're going to save for later on in the video. Okay. But let's talk about the wannabes at the moment, okay? Since I have the most experience of those in my city, because there's no big gangs or anything in my city. There's just like little chavs who just want to sell weed, which isn't even like pure weed. It's probably like laced. No, it definitely is laced, okay? But road men. Why have you got to carry around a knife with you to seem hard, man? Why have you got to carry weapons? Like that's the weird thing about today's society. It's really normalized to use weapons in a fight, and it's all carrying around weapons. I find that so weird. Why would you need to carry around a weapon? Just use your fists, bro. Like, because a fight is something about like you're challenging this person to a battle because you don't like them and don't agree with their ideals, or you don't like them and maybe they're threatening you or something. You get into a fight. What is the point of using a weapon? Because a weapon isn't proving that you beat them. A weapon is proving that you can aim a weapon at them, whether it be a gun or a knife. You can stab them or shoot them or smash them with a hammer or whatever it may be. Okay, I don't get the point in that. Like, surely just playing them with your fist proves. It doesn't matter if they're bigger than you as well. Like, don't get into a fight with someone if they're bigger than you, and using a knife is never an excuse if they're bigger than you. Like, have a fair fight. Don't kill them, okay? Don't stab them. Don't shoot them, bro. Just you can knock them out maybe, okay? But just don't cause any permanent damage. It's just simple, man. Come on. Or you can both, just get into a boxing ring or something. I don't know, man. But like, carrying knives is the most pathetic loser shit you can do. And if you carry a knife that isn't for practical use. Obviously, I don't mean like box cutters or switchblades, or whatever that you use for like carving wood or I don't know, cutting food or cutting cardboard boxes. I don't mean that. I mean ones you carry. Not for self defense, because I understand self defense. If you're like a small woman at night or something, you carry a knife with you. Yeah, do that. Like you need that. Okay, but if you're like a fully grown man carrying a knife, or even like a teenage boy, like carrying a knife with you just because you want to use it against someone. That's just psychopathy. You're not a bad man. You're a nutcase, and you need to be locked up. Okay, let's you know what? Let's now get into the real roadmen. Okay, so gang members. All right, I understand if you're like raised in the environment and then there's actually no way out of it because you've got yourself so deep into this life over years. Okay, but if you are like just starting out and you want to join a gang, it's just like I don't get it. Just it doesn't pay that well unless you're moving like Pablo Escobar or something. Like you're not making more money than even a minimum wage job. You're making nothing really. And if you do, most of the time you're splashing it on weapons and like cuts for like the people who supply the drugs to you and stuff that you're selling, and like new phones and stuff like that. And it's just I don't see the point in it. Like, why are you selling drugs? There's more risk than reward. okay? And some people may say, hey, nowadays it's really hard to get a job, okay? And that, my friends, is going to be another rant because I've had some experience with that lately and I hate it, okay? But it's really hard to get a job, you might say. Yeah, but it's much better than, risking your life getting stabbed by the opposition, like the gang that hates your gang or something, or getting arrested by the police, or getting your throat slit by a crack addict in your sleep while you're sleeping in the trap or whatever you call it. Okay, what's the point of wanting to go down that life, right? When it's not a long term thing. You got to think of the long term, okay? And hey, I did terrible at school myself, okay? But I've had a job now for a little while, okay? I'm not gonna say where, I'm not gonna say how long, I'm not gonna whatever, but I've had a little job for a while, right? And sure, it's not the best, but and I am looking for another one, okay? But you know, it's it's okay, and I got that without even trying, okay? I got that without even trying. I got the job. I was terrible at it for months and months, and I didn't get trained properly. And that again, another rant for another day. Once I've left this place, okay. But can't risk talking about it right now, okay. So yeah, but okay. I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, get a job. Stop being a bum. Stop trying to sell drugs. It's bad. It's bad. You're bad. All right. Um, let's talk about like wannabe gangsters online. Okay. You ever seen like you ever been like scrolling on TikTok or something? Because I know I have, and you've seen the seen like gang members like, post on TikTok and stuff in your area. Okay, because not too long ago I saw this. Okay, and I'm not saying that I live in like the suburbs or whatever. Or like I'm not saying that I'm wealthy because I'm definitely not fucking wealthy. Okay, but I live in a city where it's like, bro, like hardly anything happens here, man. Like, why are you bringing gang violence and stuff over here? We don't need it, okay? But I saw it on TikTok in my exact postcode, okay? And of course, I'm not going to repeat that, okay? Stop asking me to. But in my exact postcode, um, there's like these people that posting on TikTok their new rap songs. Okay, they got their masks on. You can only see their eyeballs. Okay, through the masks. Okay, got these tracksuits on. These cheap. No, actually, I would say cheaper. They're not necessarily cheap anymore. They're very expensive. Actually, I shouldn't say cheap. Super expensive Nike tracksuits and make them look like they're wearing a. Well, what did a Pink guy wear? You know what Pink guy wore? You know, Joji Pink guy. You know what he wore? The pink thing. That's what they look like they're wearing, but in different colors. Right? They look like the fucking Ninja Turtles with their matching colors. Okay, but there was three guys posted up in all of these on TikTok. They made a rap song talking about, yo, last week I chefed my man, and if you don't know what chef means, okay, it means stabbed. Okay. But they're not saying my man. They're actually listing names, like actual names of people. Now, of course, these aren't actual like. From what I can remember, they weren't actual like names. They were like gang names. You know how they call themselves like Badman Two Trappy or something. It was like stuff like that, and it wasn't like satirical either. It wasn't satire because if it was satire, I'd definitely be able to tell. I've spent a lot of time on the internet, okay, and I'm not very good at understanding sarcasm, okay, but I can definitely tell on the internet when it's sarcasm or it's a joke, okay. But this wasn't a joke, okay. They were actually listing people, some gang names, some not. From what I can remember, I can't exactly remember the right thing, okay. This was a couple months ago. I just want to rant, okay. Let me rant, okay. Anyways, in my exact postcode, they're talking about selling drugs, stabbing people, whatever. And I'm thinking, I live here. I know this doesn't happen here. Like, I live here. I've already lived like a street or two away from these people, okay? And I understand, like, you don't need to tell the truth in your lyrics, okay? I'm perfectly cool with that, but it gets to a point where if you're talking about literally, like, stabbing people and selling drugs and stuff, and that's your whole bit. And then, you know, he also like the creator of the post also defended himself in the comments when someone called him a gimp, being like, "Oh, you wouldn't say that to me in real life, though, would you?" And it's like, well, he probably would, because you are a gimp. You know, you're not actually doing these things. You're just trying out big and tough. I don't know if it's for girls, because I tell you, women shouldn't like that. You know, I'm speaking on behalf of all women now. Don't like gang members. You will get involved in it, and you will mess up your own life. But if you want to, go ahead and be stupid. Okay. I don't know if I don't know if it's to try and impress girls though, like you would in primary school. Like I remember one time in primary school, one of my closest friends, still friends with him now, I lifted him up and ran across the school field with him right in front of this girl I had a crush on at the time in primary school, trying to impress her, you know. I don't know if it's something like that, like some embarrassing trying to impress girls shit that they're doing with this roadman stuff, or if it's just because they want to. I don't know, or maybe they just want to be in a gang that badly. You know, maybe they want to cause violence. I don't know. That's the thing of our generation, by the way. Why are we so fucking mean? On the internet, everyone bullies each other. I get it. It's a little joke and stuff, right? But the joke gets taken too far too many times. It's bad. It's real bad. But yeah, man, roadmen are the worst. Okay, they are the worst. And I would speak about the American wannabe gangsters, but I don't really have like a great opinion on that, because I'm obviously not American. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm not American. Okay, I don't live in the United States of America. I don't live anywhere near there. Never really have a proper interaction with them. But for what I can see, they're just as bad, if not worse, than ours. Because obviously, like if you're in America right now, you're watching this, like you guys can just like buy guns at your local like Walmart, which is the equivalent to like our Sainsbury's or our Asda. You know, you could just buy a gun there. But that just sound, you know, that sounds mental. You can go buy a gun at Sainsbury's. Like imagine in the UK you could. It was like America. You could just go buy a gun at Sainsbury's. Generally, you know, people would be shot on day one of that. It'd be like the Purge. It'd be horrible. Everyone's miserable here. It'd be horrible to give us guns. But yeah, roadmen, absolutely horrible creatures. I actually went through a roadman stage myself when I was younger as well. I won't get into it much, since obviously, you know, not long left of this video. But if you want me to talk about that in a future video, then let me know. But now I have said what I wanted to say. I have nothing left to say. So I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the footage from the clip. But just before I go, I want to say, if you have any improvements, definitely let me know in the comments. I said it in my first video, I'm pretty sure, but definitely let me know. I'm trying to improve. I want to make different types of videos in the future once I get better at editing, like tier lists and maybe even icebergs and stuff like that, because I'm really interested in those type of videos. I watch them constantly on YouTube, and I kind of want to take that inspiration I get from watching those videos and put it out onto my channel and do my own take on it, because I feel like I could do them pretty well if I tried. But that's definitely a future thing. Anyways, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Let me know if you've got any topics you want me to talk about next time. If not, I'm sure I'll come up with one. I'm gonna leave you with the footage now. See you guys later.